Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy here, wanting to share with you a test that I'm currently going through. So, right after the waters calmed down and the sun began to shine, and all of the havoc that was plaguing me, we'll just say that was plaguing me, right? When all of that subsided and dissipated, then the real test, the follow-up test, came my way. And I was smart enough to listen to my intuition and follow and remember the path that I'm on. And with me, letting go was my biggest issue. I always had my hands chokehold on whatever the issue, situation, whatever, because I always thought I was supposed to be in charge. I always thought that it was up to me, that I had to make everything beautiful again, and that I had to tear it all down and build it all up, and even if that meant by myself, and even if that meant fighting others in the process, and it was their lives that I was tearing apart and trying to put back together again for their betterment. And it was a control issue, and it was my ego, and I didn't realize it at all. As a matter of fact, I had tunnel vision, and all I saw was that this is what is wrong, this is what needs to be fixed, and this is the best way to fix it. And the best way to fix it is to start from the foundation and build up. So you can't build a good structure if you've got a weak foundation. So that was a great big huge learning experience for me, because the more I was stopped dead in my tracks by free will of others, maybe wanting to stay in low energy or not knowing that they were in low energy, just knowing that what I wanted, what I proposed, was going to shake everything up. And it was going to, clear out everything that doesn't, serve, and replace it with only what does serve. And it is a huge task. And it could be an upward battle if you're doing it against the grain. So part of my lesson was learning how to let go, learning how not to be expected to control everything, knowing when to fight and when to fold. So I've been folding this entire time, even when adversity or destruction or dismay or whatever was being sent my way. Even while all of that was going on, I still had the choice to actively pursue or to sit back, watch, and wait. And when I mean actively pursue, I mean not be a beacon of light, but be a bomb that comes in and blows everything up and then says, let's rebuild. These are what you need to use, But it's not my place to lead anyone other than myself through my action. So all I could do is lead me and learn from me what works and what doesn't work. And I can show others by example what did and what didn't, what I used, what tools, I navigated towards. But it's up to you to decide that you're ready for your world to get blown up and rebuilt, and then rebuilding you actually is your entire world. So we're blowing up you, but it has to be your choice. And I realize that now. I absolutely realize that now. And the test that I'm facing is that my granddaughter is in trouble. She's in serious trouble. And unfortunately, things that were on her road that may not have been meant to be there was still there. So free will can take things and put them in front of you, even if that's not part of your destiny. So she's struggling right now with her share of current events. And normally, I would have bulldozed my way in to the inner center, and I would have, tried to protect while trying to offer aid and help. And that's another thing I had to let go of. I had to let go of not the hospital system, the psych ward. I had to let go of the psych ward because that always made me nervous, because I never had good results with people telling me that, my sanity was on the line and that it was all dependent on what they thought. So I had to let that go too. And I had to trust in the unknown. I had to trust in the divine to find my granddaughter, to lead my granddaughter, to aid her and help her on her journey. And I told my daughter, her mother, whether she wanted to hear it or not, that the best thing I could do is remind her that I have a vast amount of tools in my bag, and she is welcome to each and every tool in order to help herself and to help her daughter. And then I told her, I reminded her that she has her own set of tools that she may not be aware of. And those were from past experiences that she endured as a youngster, because she didn't have the easiest road either. And I told her that she should remember her past and gently bring it into the conversation with her daughter, that it's okay to make mistakes as long as we learn from them and we grow from them. And we realize that if we let perception of others cloud our illusion of us, then things are going to go a little bit sideways for a while until we figure out what illusion we want to illuminate. Do we want to illuminate other people's biased illusion toward what they seem to think you're on or you're doing or what you're about? Or do you want to show everybody different, that you stand above and beyond the black and the white, that you're not gray, that you're filled with color and dimension, and that you create the illusion in which best suits you? And I told my daughter this too. And then I told my daughter that, because she looked at me kind of strange, because I spoke to her in a different type of manner, one that I'm not quite remembered to embrace. And she smiled and she said, I expected to get beat up, like verbally beat up. And I'm like, no, because that doesn't help anything. If anything, we all have to be on a page in our own book that it's comfortable for us to sit and read. Whether that page is filled with tears of sorrow or tears of joy or, anything in between, we need to be able to sit comfortably, meaning we need to be able to accept all parts of us in order to be able to understand ourselves. And if we need to forgive, things in the past that we may have done that, aren't on the road that we're walking today, by all means do that, because it'll better you in the end. It bettered me in the end. Well, I'm not at the end, but I'm, you know, I'm on the beginning pages of my brand new journey. And I definitely have dimension and color and depth. And I am learning to be patient and to let the universe take the burdens that I already put upon. Like, I took off of my plate and I gave to the ultimate one when I forgave myself for my shortcomings of my past. And yes, some of that had everything to do with my daughter and her past. And none of it was directly by my hand, but when you look through the eyes of omission, then you might as well have your hands in that cake, because you're spinning that batter around. Metaphorically, if you know what I mean. But, and then I said to my daughter, I said, thank you for giving me an opportunity to show you that everybody has the ability to change. And change for the better, not for the worse. And the hardest thing to do is to change for the better. Because you have to think about it. You have to actively pursue it. You know, it's a choice. Every single day I make that choice. You know, but unfortunately it's easier to slip in the background and let life pass you by, or let others, you know, do the job and just, you know, benefit off the tail end. And that's really no place to live either, because that's just existing within life, when in reality our inner selves are imploring us to create a life, an illusion, a reality, a vision that brings light, love, positivity, not just to us, but to everyone. And by uplifting one, we uplift us all. And by me recognizing that I am yet again being tested and handling this situation with grace and poise, outside of my old character and definitely inside of my new character, everybody will benefit in the end, because destiny always knows and will always knock you on your door and say hello in one form or another. And just maybe, Vanessa, my granddaughter, maybe her vision, her inner her, is knocking on her shoulder, on her door right now. And maybe she'll come out a much better version of her so much sooner rather than later. Time will tell. Trust, hope, faith, belief, and letting go. And letting go. This is me trying to let go. No, I'm not trying. I am. I'm doing it. Every day it gets easier and easier to live by the divine. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. My dogs decided that they were going to both stand in my brand new picture window. I have most of the window removed from them, but the window goes the whole length of the wall, and the stairs going upstairs are right at the end of the window, and I can't get a gate to cover that part of it because the steps, you know, go up, and it makes it all uneven. And I just had to chase them out of my bay window. Right. 200-pound dog. What would you think if you came rolling down the street in a car and found two dogs looking right at you through a plate glass window? Because it is so close to the street. It kind of does look like, they're just gonna. And they don't have jobs. They can't replace the window. But I'm fixing that too. Because I bought them their own little enclosure that I can put in the yard that they can't dead jump over or scale across. Yeah, my dogs are crazy. So that's coming in a couple of weeks. And hopefully they spend all their time looking out their own window and not out of mine. I'm being so stupid, I know, so silly. But you know what? Laugh, smile. Don't let life get you down. What do they say? If life hands you lemons, make lemonade. And you don't have to worry about being bitter because you are so sweet. I'm sure that anything you create will be perfect in every way. Until the next time, my lovely friends, I love you.